Hi, I'm Katie Couric. Welcome to Eye to Eye. Oscar-winning actor Sir Anthony Hopkins is taking on roles he never expected to play in his new movie called Slipstream. He spoke to Rita Braver for CBS Sunday Morning about the challenges of being the film's writer, director, even its composer.
Let's start by talking about this film.
Slipstream.
Slipstream. What does slipstream mean?
It means displacement. I don't know what the dictionary term is, but it means, something traveling speed. It displaces the air around it. But in this, it's symbolic of somebody who's experiences a calamity, a catastrophe, which is death, really. And what happens in the displacement of everything, of all his memory and everything. And he is shot into limbo. And he's in a world which seems to be normal, except he doesn't know anyone. And he doesn't know who these people are. They all seem to know him, but he doesn't know who they are.
Is it a little bit autobiographical, or is it sort of all these characters that inhabit your imagination?
In a way, Bonhoeffer, the man I play, is a screenplay writer.
Felix Bonhoeffer.
Felix Bonhoeffer. He's the man I play. It's not a starring part, it's an observer of these people around him. And it is very much my take on the world. I tend to look rather bemused at everything. People astonish me, the world astonishes me. And in that sense it is autobiographical, because he's a man who's really in his shell, never comes out of his shell. Nobody can reach him, his own wife can't reach him.
Do you feel that's true of you?
Well, no, in recent years, but now I've emerged from that. My life has changed actually since making this movie. I've had a wonderful career. And I started getting bored with it as an actor, and I did this as an act of light rebellion. And in a way, looking at it now, I now know what it means to me. And
which is?
Well, I can't give you the meaning, but I know what it is. People ask me what it's about. I said, I can't tell you exactly. You have to work it out for yourself. People, the actors in the extraordinary cast, Christian Slater, John Turturro, Cameron Manheim, Fionnuala Flanagan, all of them there. They asked me, they said, what's it about? I said, well, just go along for the trip, let's see where we go. And they all came down the rabbit hole with me, chasing this crazy white rabbit of my own imagination.
You are the writer of the film, the director, you act in the film. Why? People, I think, are going to say, look, at this point in his career, does he really need all this?
Why not? Do something new. You can't stay in your comfort zone. That's what we all do. We get to a certain age, we all stay in our comfort zone with our recliners, watching television day in and day out. And when you get to a certain age, I'm going to be 70 at the end of the year, where I sit around watching television for the rest of my life because I've done it all, sitting on my laurel wreath. It's not worth it. I mean, life's so short, and such glorious images in the world, and such horror as well, that I want to see it all. And so I've moved out of my comfort zone. It's essential for me. Otherwise, I may as well die. So I've done it, I've broken every rule in the book, and not out of malice or telling anyone that I'll show you. I did it to show myself. I've shown myself. I looked in the mirror, I thought, I'll show you one day. And I've done something completely new. I wrote the music, and I feel limitless.
I know that you're multi-talented, but I did not know that you composed music.
Yeah.
Is this relatively new or something you've been doing a long time?
I've always wanted to do it, but then again I get lazy, and my wife said, you should write the music. So I said, okay. Take the challenge. Did
you write the music before you made the film,
or
did
afterwards.
You write the film afterwards and say, okay, this is what I want to do in this scene?
I had no idea. When I went into the studio, they had the big television screen with a movie there in, continuous movie. It's high definition. So I'd take scene 1 or maybe scene 5, and I said, let's have a look at scene 3. Let's sketch out little notes of what I wanted. And I watched the scene play before me, the kind of final cut of the film, really, the assembly. And I sit at the keyboard and I said, okay, I want a full orchestra, I want a flute here, I want this, and now a guitar. And then that's all on synthesizer, and it scores it in front of you. And then I scored it after for an orchestra. And the big surprise was I went over to NBC with this 30 or 40-piece orchestra. And Robert Katz, a brilliant producer, and my wife, who produced it as well, Stella, she's also in the movie. She plays my wife. They said, you've got to do this. You've got to write the music. So anyway, they said, now you've got to conduct it. I said, I can't conduct. And I heard my voice inside my head saying, never say never.
You mentioned that you can't really summarize this movie, but is there something that you want people to take away from this film that you hope the audience gets from going to it?
Yeah, not to take life on its face value, that it's all a mystery and it's an illusion, and that everything is random and there are no guarantees. And also, I don't know what to take. There's no message in it. I'm not meant to miss. It's also, I know people are getting a strange intuitive feeling about the nature of it because they're talking about the subconscious mind, the nature of memory and dreams. The whole thing is a dream. Everything in it is a dream. And I'm not sure where the reality is. But when you look at our own lives, we don't know if there's any, we don't know what reality is. We don't know what life is. We don't know what time is. We could be dreaming in this at this moment. We don't know. That's how asleep the human race is. So our whole history has been one of a slumber. And sometimes it takes a little bit of, I wanted to wake people up a little, just pull the rug. Say, oh, this is a movie. Now we sit there and go, what? That's what I want to do.